if I ever made a course about how to like make it big in Roblox without any
Uh-huh.
skills or any development skills, this video basically wraps it up completely. Like
Well, so
everything
this
is ignored.
podcast costs like what?
Hey, we could say this is $1 million podcast. Who the fuck? Like, whoa. I'm gonna say nothing that I'm saying is 100% facts.
Mhm.
Do not 100% judge your decisions because of my words or whatever I said. I'm just giving you advice from my experience. My experience can be different from yours. You don't really know.
Welcome to the podcast again. So today I'm with Brandon. This dude, man, what a legend. What a legend he is. 19 years old, a owner of the Boss Studio, which is valued at around 6 million USD. Am I right? Or
Or
is
so
it?
they say, right?
Oh, so they
Sure,
say.
yeah.
Man, that's a fucking legend, man. I wanted to talk with you about your accomplishments and all like backgrounds, any struggles you go through first.
Yeah. So like before I even start, I do want to like let people know if like you're in my like you're like part of my community that's seeing this. I normally have a little bit more energy, but it is kind of late. I just came from like a pretty long soccer game and a very bad gym session, so I'm a little bit like underwhelmed. But I got you guys with like information. So first things first. I'd say within my community, I have some controversy as well, right? Not as
Mm.
much as Vuk, but like definitely my in my community, people some people don't like me, some people do like me. It's really because Boss Studio, what we do is that, or what we've recently been doing and expanding the company with, is basically that we acquire other games and we either maintain them with regular updates. Yeah, we normally maintain them with regular updates. And now, obviously, we're not perfect. We're not machines. We're human. We tend to make mistakes, and not everything goes the way we want. So, for example, if we acquire 10 games, out of
Mhm.
the 10, 7 or 8 do well, right? 7 or 8 do well, but there's also those two that don't do well, and that's what we're always judged with. Of course, yeah. So something a bit surprising that catches many people with on surprise is that I actually don't know. Like, I don't have a single development skill. I don't know how to program. I don't know how to model. I don't design UI. I don't build. I don't do anything of that. So, like, whoever's listening and whoever's trying to take notes of this, I want to let you know you're probably as talented as I am. I'm not one of many talents. I am not a developer, and I began from scratch. There's also a lot of rumors that I began with funding from my parents or something like that. Uh, Respectfully to my parents, we're not well off. But, like, we were never comfortable, so I don't know where that came from. But like I said, whoever's watching, I'm probably like less talented than you are, or probably just the same. I don't know how to develop at all. English isn't even my primary language,
Mhm.
and of course, I start from nothing. So obviously, starting from nothing, not a developer, not anything, didn't have money, didn't have experience, nothing that I have right now. It was hard. It was very hard. Because think of it this way: I had nothing. I don't have any skills. I don't have any experience, and I don't have money either. Who would want to work with me, right? Trying to get people to work with me was very hard. Right, because all I was telling them was that, hey, look, listen to me. This is my game idea. This is my game plan. And if the game does well, I'm gonna give you percent, and you're gonna make a lot of money.
Mm, yeah,
But then
yeah.
for me to say that, yeah, I had no experience, no other successful games. I had nothing, so nobody really wanted to work for me. And if you're on that stage right now, or if you're trying to learn development yourself, I respect that. That's a step. That's a choice I didn't do because I knew I wasn't fit for it. But if you think you're fit for development, you should definitely learn. I should definitely learn soon enough. But in case you don't want to do that, you don't want to go the traditional path. The path that I would say is that I quickly learned that in Roblox, even in Roblox in the real world, money's everything. And if you have money, even you have no
Yeah,
skills, you can hire
that's
people.
true. That's true.
Um, and especially right now, compared to before Roblox, the whole field, it wasn't taken seriously. We had none of the companies we have right now, none of the professional brands. So there were barely no investors. So we would do before was that we would search for investors, launch our idea, and hope, right? Hope that one of them that we catch one of their attention. And it was even more hard before because there were no companies like that. Somebody who's involved with many of these companies, there are a lot of companies who are willing to invest their money on Roblox games. So if you have the idea and the correct mindset and you pitch it correctly to them, you get the money. And I'm telling you, after you get the money, everything is pretty straightforward. The next thing is that I am not gonna lie, I will not say that I'm specially talented. Like I mentioned before, I'm not a genius. I'm not a genius programmer. But something that I always did well was that I was pretty good at managing teams, managing people, speaking to them, and okay, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm a business major. My like forte is talking, right? With the money I had, I was able to kind of start off the studio. And here's where I say I was lucky. If I'm not wrong, you can probably get the statistics later after the interview and just pop them up if I'm wrong. But there are like hundreds of games that release every few days. And out of the hundreds that release every few days, only two or three make it to like the page or the front page or the
Yeah.
discovery page where we can see them. So you can think of it this way. As much as it takes skill, it's also a lot of luck. And I was able to start Boss Studio well with the investment I had, with the investment I got, because I was lucky. I began with a One Piece inspired game. Many of you guys might know it, One Piece Millennium. If you're an OG on this platform, you definitely know this game, and that's how I kind of started everything. It was my first game. It was pretty buggy, but it did well, and it gave us the funds that we needed to expand more and make more games. And this is just a disclaimer for my community in case you guys are watching this or overall the anime community. Many people, whenever we take over or when they see me, they think of me as this like money, like greedy, pay to win guy for like all these games. I do want to let you guys know that as a game developer, it is like not a, like we need to make these products to be able to supply you guys with updates. And not only that, I would like to say that 95% of the games we acquire, we we continuously update it on a weekly basis and in the end grow the game. And if you want to keep on doing this, of course, we need funds, right? So that's where like there's a bit of a controversy, but I want to let you guys know that out of all the money I make, let's say in a, for example, very rare raw example, I make $100 a month. I put $90 to it straight back to the company. So like in case like this is for like everybody who's always saying that I'm money hungry, I spend it all to myself and so on. I am very grateful of the opportunity and everything that you guys provide to me, but I want to let you guys know that most of the money I make or we make is reinvested to the company and to the games. I
Yeah.
guess that's really where it comes where in the middle that how we kept growing was that relatively compared to other Roblox studios or developers, I never had a problem with reinvesting most of my money to the company. And I think that's what really helped us grow in the middle as well and reach where we are. Because let's say maybe One Piece Millennium got us like from the like it got us from the bottom to like upwards. But definitely what made us go towards the topwards or where we are right now was definitely the reinvestments we did. And like I said, a lot of luck and a lot of faith. I am also religious. I know that many of you guys know this because of my game descriptions. And I kind of never mentioned this, but right now our main, I guess our main flagship or like our main title games right now on the platform are probably our most popular one, Anime Fighters. I think it has like a billion or something visits. Shout out to Direb always. Our other game is a One Piece game, our OG game that really took us off. Has like around 300 million visits. Always grateful for you guys. And the other one is One Fruit Simulator. We have around 100 something million visits. Very grateful. All these four games are doing pretty well. And finally, last but not least, one of our most recent acquisitions, Anime Last Stand. I think it has around 100 million visits, maybe more, maybe less. It was doing really well. It had like last weekend or something, or the weekend before, we were hitting like 40,000 players and stuff.
Yeah, I saw that. I
But
saw that.
yeah, but Anime Defenders came out. We kind of got plunged. But to the ALS community, I'll get you guys right. We're planning a lot of stuff for updates. We are still gonna do weekly updates, and we're gonna raise quality and so on. So it's also really about that. I know you mentioned something about the game development like field changing a lot. That's
Oh
a
yeah.
fact. And yeah, and this is a fact, and it's really competitive, really stressful. And I don't remember who tweeted this, but somebody tweeted this, very known game developer. I don't remember who it was.
Mhm.
He tweeted saying like many people join Roblox with the mind of making quick money, making easy money. It's really the opposite. If any of your games ever do blow up and if you maintain it, it's like very, very stressful. It's like you
Yeah,
turn
yeah,
into a
I
whole
can feel
different
that.
person.
I can feel that.
Yeah, I told him directly. He said you turn into a whole different person. You turn into a whole different person. And especially in the anime community, I love you guys, but you guys are very toxic sometimes, very demanding. And on our four games, I also want to take pride, and I want to let you like I want to like make this clear again. All those four games, we do weekly updates. Like I don't think we get enough credit for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this first. All right, if you guys watch this video and you are in like community that Brandon mentioned, hey, I'm Star. I'm a freelance graphic designer. You guys probably don't know me. Like, who the hell is this guy? Why is he talking to Brandon or something? Because I know that your community is really huge, right? Also, like, saw sometimes like a little bit of toxicity like in the comments and such, like when you post like Instagram pictures and stuff, and they're gonna be like, oh, when is the next update? When is the next update? And all that kind of stuff. That's kind of funny. So
Yeah, it's a bad habit I have to direct myself to a community every time. It's also because my sub side job is I'm also kind of a YouTuber. I rarely upload, but I think
yeah,
3 million
you have a
subs. But
millions of subs. What the hell? And
yeah,
you're like,
it's a bunch of stuff.
man,
I
that's
do have to upload more regularly.
yeah,
I got you guys with that. I'm sorry about. Cause it's funny because you see my YouTube videos.
yeah,
I posted like a month ago. I posted 5 months ago. I posted 7 months ago. And every single video, I start off saying like, "Yo guys, I'm back. I'll be more regular. I'll be more content with this." And you don't see me for like the next 3 months, so it's crazy. But yeah, another very important thing. I know
Mhm.
many developers already know this, but I just want to reinforce this. Community building is essential. If you want to succeed in your game, you have to build a community. I would say one of the best things that Boss Studio has done is that uh, we we've built a very strong community. And since we have all these community members, whenever we have a new project or whenever we need support for anything, we can rely on them. You know, it's a hate love relationship. They hate us sometimes, but they love us most of the times. So in the end, if they know if it's anything reasonable, they help us out. So in the end, having a community is the most beneficial thing, and growing one is very important. I think many people mention it, but they just talk the talk. I'm serious when I say like if you want to have like a long term or like a stable thing here in Roblox, you need a community. So before like Roblox and everything, um I was a top of the class student. I'm not sure if you see it over there, but I was also valedictorian. So what I did when I started all this was that I kept it a secret from my parents, right? For my
Okay.
mom at least. I kept it a secret until like I was making like good enough money because I knew my mom was gonna flip if she found out. Like her whole motto is like to like focus on studies and like a
Oh
student should
yeah, yeah,
study and so on.
yeah, yeah.
She doesn't believe in any of that. I would say like she was wrong. She admitted she was wrong, but I would understand why like she would feel
Mhm.
worried. Like because like I said, it wasn't like I was just like studying or like good at studying. I was pretty good at it, so I understand why she'd be worried. I made sure to like just do it on my free time, or if not, okay, I'm lying. During like I think it was like sophomore or junior year of high school, like I was
Mhm.
spending too much time on like this thing, and it was reflecting, right? It was reflecting, and if my mom ever asked or if they had any doubts, like my argument would always be that like, no, don't worry, I got this. I've done it before. I'll do it again. I was a special case. I had the little precedent where I've
Mhm.
actually done well. They didn't really doubt me, but yeah, but like I said, pretty much since I knew that I had doubtful parents and I knew they would do anything to like make me focus on studying, I just didn't tell
Yeah,
them.
especially like I feel like I kind of understand that in a sense because like a I don't know if this is a factor, but
Oh,
Asian
oh yeah,
household
for sure.
yeah kind of focuses on like studies like get a degree or that kind of stuff.
Okay, actually, recently, like when I've told them like I'm a dropout or gap year, they've not really been
Yeah,
against
yeah,
it that much because this has been really well. This has been growing,
yeah, that's true.
and they can see it. But the thing is that they just told me to get the degree because if I take a gap year, I'm just never gonna go back. And it's true. A quick shout out to my school, right? Michigan Ross, the Ross Business School. I think we're like number 4 or 3 of like the best business school in the world or the USA or something. So my parents really want me just to get that degree because just having that degree is prestigious enough. And if I
Mhm.
ever need a job, I think I can probably land it with that degree. Yeah, I feel them. I feel like if I take a gap year, I'm gonna just get into that lifestyle and just never go back. It was incredibly hard during first year right now in college
Yeah,
balancing
I wanted to ask you on this
relationship.
too, and what you learned from it.
I don't
What?
I don't no during first year what I did was that I just didn't study. But like you said, we're
uh,
Asian. We were blessed with I think we were blessed with pretty strong brains. I didn't do that bad
you
first
sure
year.
about
I definitely had no C's. My lowest grade was like a B or something. They were all okay. Compared to the fact that I didn't study at all, right? But
that?
I've hyper focused on the work. It proved worth every like. I wouldn't have mind like if I would have failed first year, I wouldn't have like given a like I wouldn't have cared because that's how well the business started growing ever since college.
Mhm.
I will not lie to you. This is an advice to not to beginning or new developers or developers that haven't like made it big yet. This is for the developers that have made it big once, or the developers that are just starting out to do well. I during first semester of college, the first 2 or 3 months, like the money and everything was getting into my head. Going out clubbing, like all my clubbing era pictures and all that, they're all from like 2 or 3 months. The thing was that as soon as I started doing that, first month the company was all right. Second month it started going down, and third month we were we were like near like we were like about to like disappear, right? So I had to get my stuff together. I stopped my like clubbing life and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Got a girlfriend that you mentioned. And ever since, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've just been living like the married life, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not gonna like I compared to first semester, I would go out every weekend, every day, or every so on. I drink, but whatever, right? I like a lot of going out and going out, a lot of wasting time, like not worth like going all out, like for what, right? And during college, if anything that I changed during college from high school or have learned from high school was that instead of having a huge group of friends and having like a light or like small relationships, I much prefer to have like two or three very close friends that I can rely on everything. And that's exactly what I have right now in Michigan. I have two very close friends. I'm sure you see them on most of my posts, recent posts,
Mm-hmm.
and my girlfriend. So it's like three of these guys, these people that I can always fully rely with. They're all my roommates as well. So it's just that little circle I have, and that's really all I need, frankly. And I learned like that's smart, and that's what everyone or anyone that's like above 50 will tell you. They'll tell you just to keep a close group of friends. I learned that at a very fast age, or let's say because of all the events that happened. Of course, with all the early success, I approached me for no reason. Well, not really that I learned the hard way, but like I just realized quick enough that they weren't worth the time. So in the end, my recommendation to those developers that are just getting big is that don't let the money get into your head. And this to all developers, just because one game blew up doesn't mean your next game is gonna blow up. And matter of fact, that game that blew up could be the only game that blows up in your in your career. So if a game blows up, maintain that game, like update that thing. Like you are like if you think just because you made it big once and you have somewhat of a community, okay, sure, right? You made it big. You have a community of like what 10,000 members. Maybe when you release a new game, 2,000 player play. But if the game doesn't have that niche, you lose those players in a week. So if you have a game that blows up, don't think your next game's gonna blow up. Focus on that game and absolutely don't let the success get into your head. Because if it does, I was lucky. I'm also very stingy.
What's that?
I'm a very stingy. I'm a very
Stingy?
stingy person. So yeah, it means that I don't like I like if it's like if I don't okay, that's a lie. Okay. I'm very aware of like financial stuff despite
Uh-huh.
having more money than whatever the average or whatever it is of my age or any other age. But
Mm-hmm.
the thing is that I'm very aware of my financial situation. So whenever I spend a little bit too much, like I'm the type of person that might make big purchases without hesitation. But if it's $15 for an Uber, I'll walk it. It's like a funny thing. But because of that, I was able to stop myself in time before everything went to shit. I'm not sure if I can cuss, but before everything went to hell. But yeah, I was lucky. Like I said, I was very lucky. Most of us aren't lucky. So yeah, if you ever like get that success, make sure you keep maintaining it. Don't let it get into your head. Saying in Korean, I'll translate it in English. But like if the water or if the wave is going like towards the favor, like it's in favor of your direction, you gotta keep rowing because you don't know when the tides are gonna change. So when the tides are in your favor, keep rowing. That meaning that if your game is doing well, keep updating that thing until X or Y goes off. But like until like your capabilities, do what you can because it's a one in a lifetime opportunity. Like I said, hundreds, thousands of games released every year. If that one game that you have blows up, that is like that's a lottery. That's a 0.001% chance. So if that happens to you, gotta keep pushing
I feel like with the success that came really fast, all that kind of stuff, it's
yeah,
like
that's
it's too fast. Like,
through a proper education process. And I'm not saying it's wrong because in the end, if you're doing what you love and if you live off of it, there's no reason for you to pursue a degree. I think that makes sense. I think if that's right ideology, I'm not against it. But the thing about college and all of these experiences is that college is not only learning your from your classes, it's also maturing in life.
mm,
You go off to a university without your parents, only friends or yourself, and it's a process where I think you mature and you learn how to do stuff by yourself. The thing is that if you don't get this experience,
mm,
I don't have any problem with that. But many of them don't have a good sense of how do I say this? A good sense of how life works. You see people making like maybe $10,000 or $20,000 a month, and they buy like I don't know a Rolex. Like shit. If you're making like if I don't think you should be spending everything you make in a month in a watch, especially because the job of being a developer in Roblox is very unstable. It's very, very
Mm,
unstable. You
mm.
don't know when anything could happen. You know when your game could die, and if it dies off, and if you never make it back, it's over, right? So it's a very unstable job, and people who just blow up or make it off big. I'm not saying you guys are ignorant, but I can see where it comes from. I see a lot of developers, young developers, spending insane amount of money that they shouldn't be spending, and they spend it as if if let's say they make $20,000 in their best month, they spend it as if they're gonna make $20,000 for the rest of
Oh
the
yeah,
year,
that's true.
and that's really the case. So my only advice is that look, if you don't want to spend all that money on a college degree, I respect that. Matter of fact, I respect that you can do what you like and make money off it. That's really respectable. But it's not a stable job. You should really consider your finances more. And I've seen many scenarios where Roblox developers spend recklessly and let's say they still make good money, but they forget that taxes exist. I've seen dozens of developers sell their games because they didn't have cash for taxes. And if you live in America, the IRS doesn't play around. We gotta pay our taxes. It fucking sucks, but we gotta pay our taxes. So just a quick thing for developers, the ones that are doing well right now. Um, Okay, there are a few that say like spending all that money motivates them to work even better, like Vuk, and Vuk kind of markets off it. If that's a scenario, that's a little bit special because Vuk has a marketing thing for his studio or for his thing or whatever and so on. Okay, I understand, but like spending all that just to motivate yourself, and if you have to spend 20 grand to like motivate yourself to make more money, I think something's wrong with you. And roughly, it's not a stable job, right? So, I'm saying this out of love. Um, Let's just remember taxes exist. Let's remember that our jobs aren't that stable. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All love to you guys.
Like a, how should I say, like a good insight to future developers who is about to blow up or is like blowing up right now, like a
And one
trap
last,
in a sense.
yeah,
What?
one last thing. Be careful of investors. Be careful of investors. I can't
Why?
say much. I'll get so, but like, be careful of investors. Nobody gives you free money, and nobody gives you. Okay, like whoever whoever whichever smart ass said it. Like, if a deal is too good, like if it's too good to be real, it means it's not real. Like something's fucking off. Like nobody will give you free money.
Yo,
I
exactly.
know. Yeah, I know a lot of young developers that get like insane offers. They sign those contracts. They don't think about it too much, and then they find out it's like fuck. Okay, you know what? I do want to give a quick shout out to. There's this lawyer that goes around right now that's very experienced on Roblox field. He's called Adam Starr.
Mm.
He's really good. He knows Roblox well, and he makes a lot of threads for like younger developers because they fall for all these like stuff and it's like so how to say it's so evil, because these are like companies like these are like 40-year-olds, like 50-year-olds trying to like finesse like 15, 16-year-olds. Like it's so like, but like as someone who's in a tough situation as well, I'm not gonna say too much, but be careful of investors, right? Nobody gives you free money. Nothing in the world is free. If a deal's too good to be true, it's not true. Like it's one of the owners of Jailbreak.
Asimo,
It wasn't.
is it?
No, it wasn't him. It was the other dude.
Oh,
Okay,
oh
Loki.
yeah.
Like I've been on this platform off. If you tell
Oh,
me it's
Alex, is
Fedora,
it
I'm never.
Alex? Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
I saw an article about him, and it was like dude made it up with his gang. He went to Duke. He paid his tuition with his game. And
Mm.
like I said, sure, like we weren't like financially hard, but like my parents did say if you want to go to an American college, you gotta get a scholarship because we can't pay all that. Because an American degree is like 300,000, 400,000, several languages, Spanish. That's why like so my fellow Latinos who are like listening to this, you might catch my accent. Like there's a lot of like Spanish speaking accent in my English, but yeah, I basically grew up in Latin America. I'm like I'd say culturally I'm Latino,
Mhm.
legally I'm American, ethnically I'm Korean.
Okay, that's an interesting
Complicated,
background.
but
Yeah.
yeah, it's complicated, but hey, it's helped me a lot because since I speak so many languages, when I have to communicate with X or Y developers, it's really easy. So I think God's telling me this, how I'm gonna pay my tuition. He was right. He was right. But that's how I kind of began. I just want to live a financially free life, and I was reading that it was happening in Roblox. It was still during the early ages. You know how I say like the people who make it big or who make a lot of money out of X or Y product are people who either start the trend or adapt to the trend early enough. I was early and I had read those articles. Like I said, I was lucky. I read those articles. Lucky. I started the beginning of like the whole Roblox growing era.
Mm.
But yeah, it was basically him. Okay, personally, I've never. Okay, like you might be surprised. Like I've never played Jailbreak. Not much of Roblox to start with, but I know they're like big creators and stuff. But like, yeah, like I didn't get inspired because I play this game or anything. I got inspired because I saw like his article
Hmm.
and I like saw like his whole like story. I thought that was really cool. His whole like story. I thought that was really cool.
You studied as a programmer, right? Am I understanding that correctly?
No, I don't know how to program.
Wait, so
I just
okay,
want
so
to make. It's just this. Yeah.
oh damn, damn, huge respect, man.
I thought very lucky, very lucky,
I
very.
thought you were like programmer and stuff. Like, you? I thought like you do some like dev stuff, and then you got into like
Nah,
business.
yeah, yeah. That's why I said I respect all fellow developers. Like y'all are
Mm.
doing stuff I can't do.
You have any like lessons that you want to say to people who like trying to achieve financial freedom or like trying to grind this out or whole money scheme stuff?
Roblox, if you like, Roblox is definitely not like the easy money or easy platform thing. Like I said before, if you ever do find success, which is a chance of a lottery, maintaining it is on a whole nother level of responsibility and stress. That's why I said it just changes a person completely. Just like whoever somebody tweeted that like a few days ago. But compared to any other places, Roblox does have a very free entry wall. Roblox, the platform itself, I believe, is its motto or its purpose in the beginning was to be like a sandbox for players equally. Roblox is a very interesting platform. It's like YouTube. The same way players
Yeah,
can play
exactly.
games, players can create those games. It's like YouTube because in YouTube, the viewers they can also create a channel and they can make videos themselves, but they can also be viewers. Same thing with Roblox. You can either play games, but you can also as easily make games. So if you're somebody that has the time and dedication and is interested in game development, I will 100% recommend Roblox to you. Try it out. Also, Roblox uses Lua. Lua is an easy language, relatively easy. You should definitely, if you have time in summer, definitely spend some time. It's a great platform. But if programming and anything else really isn't for you, don't try to jump in with the way I did. I was a very, very, very rare like situation. Um, Chances that it'll happen again is very rare. And if you were to ask me if I start what I did right now again during this time, I will tell you right now, I would have failed immediately. Like right now, there are too many corporations. Too, but if you are interested in game development and learning a skill like programming or modeling or building or anything, then I do recommend it. But if that's not your thing, don't don't. Roblox is not it as of now. At least there's
Mm.
too much going on, and
When you're talking about like future, right? As I said before, like how game development changes really fast, and how do you like plan to maintain and even scale up from now?
yeah, pray. No, I'm serious though. The thing is that any company, anyone, hey, I'm gonna just put this as an example. You've seen a bunch of like companies with millions of dollars coming in the platform. They have engineers that are like 30-year-old, like they are like experts, programmers, coders. They spend hundreds of thousands on games, and most still fail. And they all have like very experienced game designers too. We're like 40 and 50. Like these guys are like experts and like they are like the best at what they do and they still fail. That's the thing of Roblox. Very interesting. There's like a type of niche that no one can really figure out. Prepare for anything, everything. We're gonna keep doing weekly updates, community posts and so on. But the real fact is that nobody knows what's coming ahead, especially in a platform like Roblox. So like I said, I guess I'm gonna just have to start praying more. I wanna lie to you, I do think of myself as religious, but I haven't been too religious recently. I'm gonna start going again. But the thing with Roblox really is luck, and that's why I say that when the water, the ocean, the market is in the favor of your tide, like the tides are on your favor, you roll. And if it's not, you still try to roll because you still try to go in the front, but it won't be as smooth as before.
Mm.
That's why I'm saying we have a lot of preparations. We are always preparing updates. We're always doing acquisitions. But in the end, Roblox is just a platform that no one can really predict much about. And
Mm.
that's why I said again, if you are making good money right now, developer, it's not gonna last forever. So try to be like smart with it. You hear like
Mhm.
a notification sound right now, like a minute or something ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was her asking if I was alive. uh, she's very comprehensive, I'd say. And they're asking questions about like how I'm like managing like relationships, and, like my job and like everything. How do you think I manage it?
Give me some attention.
She says she thinks I do a good job. She did mention that it is pretty much it. Like I said, I think the biggest part of like the reason why the relationship is working out is that, like I mentioned earlier, like compared to like last year, I kind of settled down. I lived a married life, so I don't do none of like the like social stuff like going out clubs or bars. So I just spend time like at home, and that time at home I spend it studying and like doing stuff like that. I'm not
Mhm.
studying, working. But like she said, what she like I'm a directly quote her is that she says that a lot of work right at home, a lot of work, and whenever like she feels like she needs some attention, she just bugs me a little bit. I give her some attention, and then I get back to work. It's just stuff like that. But at the end, I think what's really helping this like everything work out is that she goes to the same university. She's also like
Mhm.
getting a business major. I think she's very understanding. She kind of knows what's
Oh
going
yeah,
on,
yeah, that's true.
and I think that's like the key part. Like in the end of the day, like it or not, like if like my whoever my partner is, if like they wouldn't understand the reason I spend so much time doing this stuff, and they would like rather have me focus like on the relationship, that really wouldn't work out. But I guess I somewhat find a balance in the middle of everything because in the end, even if I work, I always have her next to me, right? But yeah, like I said, I guess I was lucky. I met the correct person. She's very understanding, and yeah, that's really been it all.
That's
I
a
know
that's a
I know a
yeah.
bunch of other developers, yeah, I know a bunch of other developers that date too. I'm not throwing shade to most of them, but if I'm not wrong, like I don't think there's like, okay, never mind, I'm lying. There's a few that got married. I was gonna say like I don't think there's like many that have like a better relationship than what like I do. Like, yeah, it's really healthy. But no,
I
you're right.
yeah.
No, I'm wrong. Yeah, there
Mhm.
are a few people that actually did get married. A lot of respect to them, but yeah,
I also know like
understanding.
I see yeah I seen like some couples who are married and they create like Roblox games together. That's such a cute thing.
Guy called Entrance, and like I think his
Working
wife.
closely with him.
They're both like big developers. They have huge games. And I saw
Mm.
recently that like I remember they first got my attention because they like posted a picture of like their G Wagon and stuff, and they had like designers worth like tens of thousands of dollars. And I was like, holy shit, that's crazy. But then I recently saw they got married, and I thought that's really nice. Because imagine how nice that is. Like they both create games, they make games together, and they got married. Like I think that's pretty crazy, but like yeah, that's insane. Yeah.
What would you do
Okay,
like
like
the first step?
like I said, like I said in the beginning, I'm not a talented developer. All the developers in the platform right now are much better than I am. I'm just very lucky. It suffocates me a lot because I basically have to go through all this process just to like start from the bottom of like the whole chain. So it's gonna be very suffocating. I feel like I could do it. No, I'm lying. I can't do it. The people, like the older people, my grandparents, whenever they say this, they're not wrong when they say like all you need for success is like the ambition and like the desperation for it. Like you have to be desperate for it. And if
Mm.
it doesn't work out, you just weren't desperate enough. Like I feel like if you are ambitious enough and you like desperately want something, I think any human being is capable of achieving it. Okay, sure. Let's say okay, look, clearly I'm not like a big muscle guy. Sure, I do sports here and there, but like I'm not an athlete. But if like I am desperate enough to like grow my body and I want to do X and Y, all you
Mm.
need is consistency and time and the will to like continue doing it. Because I feel like every human being has the capability to succeed. Um, there's nothing different. Like every person, I believe. Okay, sure. Some people say some people are good at this. Other people are good at that. I personally think that's all bullcrap. I feel like every person has the same capabilities to do anything. I just think it's the amount and the like it's like the cap of like the willingness they have and the desperation they have. So if you feel like your thing isn't working out, it's not because you're not talented, it's because you're not desperate enough. And like honestly, like trying to find reasons to like make it big, there are just so many reasons to an average person. Like, oh, I don't know, think about your parents, think about your future, think about your like future kids.
Mm.
And I feel like if you think your thing is not working out, don't go and watch like a 4 hour video of how to manage a team or a 6 hour video of how to code. Find like I'm not gonna say find a purpose of life. That's too much of an exaggeration.
Mm.
But find more reasons to why you need to succeed. Because I believe that every person has the capability to succeed if I could do it. Like I told you before, and I've said several times on this interview or podcast, whatever this is, I am not that talented, and especially game development is like not my thing. I was just very, very anxious, and I was just very desperate to try, Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. It was the whole like to make money, right? But I feel like if I can do it, any one of you guys can do it. And if you feel like it's not working out, it's not because you don't know anything, because I didn't know, and I still don't know as much as any developer does. But I was just desperate enough. Okay, you know what? I feel like even you could do it. And I know you can because I've seen you consistently like recording these interviews and they're like pretty high quality. Like I said, that's what caught my attention. So I know that for a fact you
Pleasure.
keep on interview like you interviewed me. I'm pretty sure you could probably use that to try to get a few other more bigger devs. And eventually, like I said, it's consistency and the willingness to do X and Y. With this consistency and the quality that you produce, I know for a fact the channel will grow. Maybe it's capped right now at the Roblox community, but that's still a fat amount of people. And I'm hoping that eventually in a year or two you'll be interviewing like I don't know multimillionaires in like Miami or some stuff, and I'll be able to go to like videos and then just scroll down and look at my interview and be like, I was there. Like, I feel like just like you or just like any other person, if you're consistent and if you have the willingness and if you have the need to do X and Y or to succeed, you can do it. I did it. You can do it.
In
Yeah.
development skills, but you are mainly like a sort of like a business person, and you study in business
Yeah.
school. What do you
Yeah.
learn? Like one of the most important things that you kind of learn from like.
Like I said, I earlier I give a shout out to like my university, Ross, the University of Michigan, and so on. But first year I learned nothing. If if university and like business school would be what happened in my first year, I would drop out immediately. It's like such a waste of money. But in the end, the whole point of business school, I believe going to an undergrad business school is the same thing as going to like an MBA. Business, and this includes game development as well. It's really all about I think it's all about networking, especially for someone like me who has no skills in any development.
Mm,
It's all about knowing the correct people, the right-minded people that would join your journey as a co-founder or a co-partner, or people, alumni from the school that would be your investors. Because
mm,
like it or not, in USA, like in the States and in any other country, alumni like that it's a thing. Like if you meet people from a university, like they immediately have like a better image of you. And let's say if I ever have to search for investments, I would never go back to like searching for investments from venture capital firms right now in Roblox. I'd immediately head myself to my university, like to my like business school department and get like connections, like I've been doing so far. And okay, I believe that the connections are definitely worth it. The networking, especially if you go to a very top business school. I'm also expecting to learn a little bit. You feel me? And like first semester, I learned nothing. Like I'm not like not even like I'm not gonna filter myself. I learned jack shit, and I'm told that you're gonna learn more. But I believe that really about business school and anyone majoring in business, you know this for a fact. You're going to that school for networking, your connections, because in the end, business compared to other majors like engineering or any other major like nursing or like if you want to get a become a doctor, let's say like to become an engineer you have to have this much skill and like networking is over there, but in the end there's a skill gap. But in business, sure, like some people might know a little bit more, but in the end the amount of knowledge that you actually need to succeed in the business field isn't that much, and anyone in the business like school or in the business field can achieve it. And that's where like the importance of networking and connections come in, because if everybody has like similar skills, similar resumes, it's like hard to pick on who and who, right? And that's when
mm,
network kicks in. If like let's say the
mm,
recruiter or something, they're like from your school, or if your school is like a feeder school to like X and Y company, they choose you for your university or because of the connections you've made. Like I said, good connections and strong connections are made in good business schools, which is why I think it's currently worth it for my current school. But like if I also like if I learn nothing like I did like in first year and second year, you're not gonna see me back. Like I'm not gonna pay that tuition. That's crazy. Yeah. Oh yeah,
mm.
quick shout out. Did you know that the GameFam CEO, he
Yeah,
did
game fam.
the the CEO of GameFam, Joe, he did his MBA at my school. Oh yeah, I mean no, not shout out. I mean I guess wow alumni because I know people hate him, but like I personally I'm personally fine with him. I think it's pretty cool. What he's done is pretty cool. But yeah, it's just a quick thing because for example like that too, I was able to reach out and connect with him just because of my university, if that makes sense. So yeah, if it's a good business school, go for it. But here's a quick thing. I know if I just end it off with this, I'm gonna get a lot of backlash because most Roblox developers don't believe in the college system.
Mhm.
Like I said, if you love what you do and you make good money of it, I think that's what like life goes on. And if you believe that you have no need of a degree, especially if like you're trying to get a okay, because like right, for example, you're trying to get a computer science degree. to learn other languages for what, right? If you already master Lua and you're only gonna make games here, you don't need that degree and you don't have to pay all that money. So like I said, it all depends on the situation, and I believe that most of the developers are in the correct when they say they don't need to spend all that money for a degree when everything is already working out. But in my scenario where I don't have a development skill and all my thing is really managing, networking and connections are very important. That's why I'm still going attending the school. But if anything, if you didn't go to college because of X or Y reasons, I probably resonate with you. No disrespect on that part. And if you chase your college dreams, that's also pretty fucking amazing. Because like I said, I've tried balancing it. It's really hard, but
Mhm.
in the end, each to their own. And if it works out, it works out. Because in the end, like I said, I'm just a lucky guy. Um, a lucky guy that was lucky that everything kind of worked out, and lucky enough to be sitting here giving you guys advice on anything. Though I'd say my advice is pretty good. Like I'm not even trying to I'm not trying to glaze myself, but like I believe some of the advice is pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Oh, but if you guys ever want to reach out, don't reach out. If you guys ever
What
want
you
to reach
mean?
out,
What you mean?
reach out to him. Reach out to him, and if it's any good questions, you can always send me any of the good questions they ever ask. I'm always free to respond. But yeah, don't bother me with that. I'm busy enough updating 4 games every week. I'm being very low key. That's pretty much it. Again, like I said, a big pleasure like doing this whole thing. I definitely know the channel isn't at a big of a size as it should be, but like I said, I know this is gonna grow a lot, and I know that in a year or two, I'll be happy that I did this early enough. Yeah, everyone watching, cheers to you. Very high quality content. I think it's really cool. Yeah, let me know when you get that gold button. Like we can play around with it.
Yo,
At the end of the day, you are the star.
peace out.